strong enough, or
Do I feel strong enough? Not as strong as I was, but not the way I would expect to feel at 104.
I mean, could you do a lap in a pool?
Oh, no.
No.
No, I couldn't do anything like that. But I can still walk up and down the length of Abramson's. I don't have to be gorgeous. I'm so entertaining.
That's true. You're very entertaining. Look at me.
Where's everybody at the table? I can see how entertaining I am.
Everybody left.
Everybody left.
It's just us.
Where'd they go? Eileen and I were gorgeous
I can only
people.
imagine.
You still are.
Aren't we, Eileen?
What?
Are there many Jewish people there?
What'd you say?
Where I am there.
Right then.
The only thing is I shrank. You have to do it the way it goes.
How does it go? Look at me. That
Well,
looks very nice.
you see the way the hair goes. That's the way it goes.
Stick a bow in her hair. And
Who's got a bow?
Good.
Otherwise,
good,
you
kid.
need rollers and maybe a permanent wave
75 years.
or and something else.
It was at White House dinner.
It's going the way it wants to go.
It looks beautiful.
It wants to go this way.
You're a foxy woman.
See? Wants to go this way. You follow what it wants
I'm
to
picking
do,
up what you're putting down.
and then it'll stay.
Out, and if you touch me, it will be soft if I put it inside
Yeah.
out.
Oh, you have fur, and you have pockets inside.
Yeah.
Oh, yours are very nice. You can wear it either inside or outside. Can you do that with your jacket too?
No.
Wear it inside and outside. Boy, oh boy, they make things so different today. They make things so different. Yeah, hers has fur inside, and yours has fur too.
No.
My, oh, my. Are you glad you came to see me today?
Yes.
Are you glad? I'm glad you came to see me. I don't always have a nice young man sitting on my lap anymore. Where's my little girl? What's this path? A girlfriend of mine or a friend of mine, I shouldn't say she was a girlfriend really. It was a girl I knew. Was going with Harry. And she never introduced him to me, and I never met him through her either. And one day I walked into Beck's and bought a pair of shoes. And that's how I first saw him.
What, did he get rid of the other girl?
And
What happened
then
to the other girl?
I was standing on the following night, Saturday night, I was standing watching a fire across the street from our store. And there was Harry standing there watching the fire too. Because he was visiting his boyfriend who worked in one of the shoe stores. And that's when he asked me to go out with him.
What happened to the other girl he was seeing?
He stopped seeing her.
Because he liked you better?
I guess so. Have Saturday night gatherings,
Uh-huh.
which meant that there was nothing to do on Sunday night gatherings, I mean. The movies were closed, and there was nothing to do, so the girls used to invite fellas over on Sunday night, and they'd spend the evenings together,
Doing what?
dancing, telling jokes, whatever you do when you sit around, tell stories, necking a little bit. And
Nothing's changed.
that was the way it was. There was no movies to go to. There was nothing to do. They closed the movie.
They didn't
And
even have cars
Pennsylvania
back
was
Did you have any boyfriends before Harry?
Steady boyfriends? No.
How old were you when you met him?
21. His name was Berkowitz
Why did he change it?
because there were 3 Berkowitzes in the store A.S. Beck. His brother, the manager, and himself.
Okay.
And all 3 had the name of Berkowitz. Now the manager they named Burke, and his brother was Berkowitz. Now how would they going to know what to call him?
Yeah.
So they decided, because his name was Harry, to call him Harris. It got so that the only name they knew us by, people, was by the name of Harris. They didn't know us by the name of Berkowitz because everybody called us Harris.
So he changed it.
So we decided to change it. We didn't decide it, it was decided for us.
Did you have to fill out paperwork back then?
Pardon?
Did you have to fill out paperwork back then?
It wasn't a lot of purple. It wasn't. Harry took care of it, and I don't think there was much paper. I'm 104, and in the shape I'm in, I said to myself, was it a dream? What do you think?
Who knows? You'll never know.
Was it really a figure that blessed me? I'm not too bad, am I? You see old people.
You're great.
Believe I have no feeling at this point that I was reincarnated. I have a point that I was blessed. I sort of see a figure blessing me. And I did live a blessed life. I feel that I'm up until this point. And when my time comes to go, I mean, what, I'm 103 or 104? I'm an old lady, just so I don't lay and rot and suffer. When my time comes to go, I've lived a long and good life, and I don't want to suffer it out for the sake of living, if you know what I'm trying to say. And I often say, was I blessed that day, or was it just a dream?
What do you think?
Well, I seem to have been pretty well blessed.
Why? Because how old are you?
How old am I? 104 or
Woo.
103.
You're 104.
What?
You're 104.
I'm 104. So I'm not even 50 yet, am I?
No. You don't think you're whifty, do you?
Do you think?
No. Doesn't matter what I think. Do you think you are?
No, I want to know what you think.
Of course I don't think so.
No, I want to know for the truth.
What, do I lie to you?
No, wait, no. When I ask you a question, I expect you to be truthful to me.
All right. Well, when I give you an answer, I expect you to accept it and trust
I
it.
give you the truth.
I've given you the truth.
Can you call me or
Whatever I did, I liked. And when you like something, you do it well. An old perky old lady. Perky, P-E-R-K-Y. Perky.
You want me to tell everybody that I'm an old grandmom? Is that what you said?
An old perky grandma.
I'll let them know. You got to show it, though.
Do you know what perky is?
I do.
All right.
But you don't seem very perky right now.
Or else look it up in the dictionary.
You don't seem very perky right now.
I don't.
Prove it.
What do you want me to do? Get up and do a jig? Like this. There's
No.
a reason. My father stood at a piano and went, you keep time to the music. You keep time to the music. You just don't dance in the air.
How are you
Like this.
supposed to dance?
You're supposed to dance to the music.
Well, show
If
her how
there's
you
a
dance.
rhythm, you dance
Oh, there you
to
go.
the rhythm.
Okay. Just like that.
But they don't go like this. I
Like all the
don't
young kids do
understand it.
today.
There's a slow rhythm and there's a fast rhythm. There's a jazzy rhythm and there's a waltz rhythm. You dance to the music. You just don't stand there and go like this.
Tell them.
See,
Tell the world.
but I had to learn this too.
Did you?
My father stood at a piano. Keep time to the music. The music sways, you sway with the music. If the dance is right, you jump around, that's all.
That's it.
But you just don't do it in the air with no. And that's what the young people do today.
You
There's
remember.
all kinds of old songs and old things.
Well, what's your favorite one?
Yeah. I'll be loving you. Always. Not for just an hour. Not for just an hour. Not for just a day. Not for just a year. But always. Always. I'll be loving you. Always. With a love that's true. Always. Ways may not be fair. That's when I'll be there. Da 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 there. Always. Always.
Oh, cute.
You, my little girl grew up. Father used to drive
Yeah?
to the road drivers, it was called, Road Drivers Club. When I was little, it was called the Road Drivers Club.
What was that?
I don't know. I don't know. Remember? I think they went. The people that cars and road, ROAD, DRIVERS. The road drivers, the people that drove on the road, the automobiles and the bicycles. They were road drivers. They drove on the road.
Well, that makes sense.
What the Road Drivers Club was, the club for the road drivers. Crank it up. There was a handle that came out of the front of the car. You put it in. When you wanted to crank up the car, you put the handle. You pull that, with that, or put it in, I don't remember. And you would wind it up and the car would the motor would start. How many people can tell you that they saw that today? I wonder if you put that up on the computer, if you don't have anything to do, see if you can flash it up on the computer and if it tells you these
What,
things.
cranking cars?
What?
What, to crank
Cranking
cars?
cars and the Road Drivers Club
I'll look it up.
and see all that stuff. They'll give you a larger view of the things than I can give you, I'm sure. That's why it's nice to read. See, do you read?
I read.
It's nice to read because it not only gives you the answers, when you read, it not only gives you the answers, it gives you the background.
Right.
When you get it on the computer, it just answers your question. I said your brain is the best computer you can have. You take from the mechanical computer and store it away in your brain. And your brain is a good computer also, so that when you need it, you have it.
I want to hear more about this boyfriend of yours.
Boyfriend, yeah.
What's his name, Edwin?
Yeah, well, of
Tell
course.
me about him.
At my age, I need a boyfriend. Oh, he's a very handsome, young,
Ooh.
sprite man.
A sprite man. He's
Yeah,
young.
the men here are my son's age. Yeah, well, they're my son's age. They're Alan's age.
Do they go after you?
Oh, but definitely. They have
of
nothing
course
else
they
to do. The two of you had a cocktail.
No, not yet.
No, well, when Harry died, Grandpa died, I used to go over to the station, had a bar over there.
Right.
And I used to go over every night and get a cocktail. I was used to having a cocktail before dinner, but I had one cocktail.
Just one?
Just one.
I don't believe you.
Never had more than one.
What?
Just enough to make me happy and not to make me tipsy.
You ever get drunk? Did you ever
I
get...
don't think I ever did. If I did, I don't remember it. I was drunk.
When was the last time you drank? Do you remember the last time I took you out?
But
Do you remember the time I got you a drink? No, you don't remember?
no.
That's probably good. Well, happy Mother's Day.
Whatever it is, happy Mother's Day. It's nice to be a little bit high, done within reason and smartness is good.
It's good.
To become a drunkard and get drunk just because everybody else is drunk is stupid. But if you can take a cocktail, take a cocktail and enjoy it
Right?
Bertha, smile.
with a smile.
No, smile. Smile at me. Look at me.
Turn at Rachel and smile.
Bertha,
What?
Look at Rachel and smile. Turn
Smile.
around. Turn around and smile at Rachel. She's
smile
in the
at
back.
me. Smile.
I can't
Say-
see
It's
her.
okay, but smile.
Smile. Taking a picture.
I can't see her.
You
It
can't
doesn't
see
matter, but just turn and smile.
Hey, there you
There
go.
you go.
Bertha, what did you say about drinking alone?
What?
What did you say about drinking alone?
You were a lush.
A lush. What does that mean?
A lush means a drunkard.
A drunkard. If you drank by yourself?
If you drank by yourself, you were a lush.
Do you think that's true?
So I had to have a cocktail with him at night. But then I used to take a cocktail by myself.
So
I
were
guess
you
I
a lush?
was lush.
You were a lush?
But I didn't get high.
No?
No, I didn't get high. I never took more than I could hold.
Why not?
Why should I get sick?
I don't know. So you were a lush.
And if I were with people, no, I wasn't a lush.
But you said if you drank alone, you were a lush.
I said I would only drink with people. Well, I did go over to the bar and sit at a bar and get cozy and
So there's nothing wrong with being a lush.
She didn't have to drive, you were able to walk.
I sit and I sip the cocktail for 2 hours. Not worth it to get drunk.
Should have called you yesterday.
Okay. What's on your computer?
I'm taping you. I'm doing a tape of you, so when we're gone, I can still see you.
You'll be rid of me.
I hope you don't mind. But I like to tape you and have you.
Well, that's nice of you. I think the more interesting thing is that they had a grandfather or a great-grandfather who colonized in Brazil. They used to take the people out west in the States, I forget what you call it, to colonize. Well, he took a group of people with my grandmother to Brazil.
What was their last names down there?
Adler. I remember my uncle came back and spoke to my mother about it.
What was his first name?
Daniel.
So his name was Daniel Adler?
That's right. My uncle went down there and got a police escort to his ranch. So he must have been something. But my grandmother couldn't take it. She picked up her 4 children and left my grandfather in Brazil and picked up her 4 children and came back to the States and supported her 4 children. But my mother and my aunt, there were 4 children, 2 boys and 2 girls, and my grandmother picked up her 4 children, left my grandfather down there, and came back to the States. And that's how we're in the States, and my grandfather was down there.
Wow.
Too much, my mother didn't talk about it. I knew my mother and my Aunt Reba,
Right.
and I loved her dearly. And depression, yes, but I didn't really suffer in the depression. Oh, I thought I suffered.
I hear
was
you.
deprived because I didn't have all the things I had. But we still had our automobile, and we still had all the things that. When I say we still had our automobile, people didn't have automobiles in those days like they do today. Not everybody had an automobile.
I know, it was a big
They went
deal.
on trolley cars.
Yeah, it was a big deal back then.
So that to have an automobile was something. I think we paid for our first automobile $1,000. It was a
Wow.
Hudson. Harry had to learn how to drive. They didn't learn to drive.
Right, because that's all stick
But I
shift.
knew how to drive because when my father bought one of the cars, They gave you driving lessons when you bought a car. You didn't know, people didn't know how to drive. And I prevailed upon him to let me learn how to drive, because he knew how to drive. See, so life was just a little different in those days. But I'm not as nice as I used. I don't know what's happened to me. Since
You're old.
I don't know what I got. I'm not the nice person that I was.
Ah, you're a sweetheart. Shut up.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
So, dude,
I like you.
well, that's different. But I like you too. But that's a different thing. I was a nice person then. I don't know. I get irritable and
Well, look, you're frustrated. It's hard. You can't see, you can't hear, and what can you do?
but look, I can't complain for 102
No.
and a half.
100. No, you're 103.
What? Maybe it's 103.
What year were you born?
1913.
You're 103 and a half.
I'm 103 and a half. So I'm not doing too bad. I still have a brain.
If you could still see and hear, you'd be independent.
Yeah.
But when people hear about you and see you, and sometimes I show these, they're amazed. They're amazed at your spirit.
I'm sure there's others that are as good as I am.
Stop bragging.
I want to fight.
Yes.
I give you a punch in the
I got to get even. I keep losing to you.
At 18, when we graduated high school, we were prepared to go forth and do something. They're nothing at 18 today when they get out of high school.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
a college degree is like a high school education today.
I had a girlfriend who did not like school. And she hated going to school. She was a sophomore. And there was an ad in the paper on Chestnut Street for a stenographer. In those days, they had stenographers. So she went to apply for the job. And she got the job. And I said to her, Edna, how did you get the job? You don't know stenography. She says, I made it up while I was talking. When he dictated to me, I made it up. He stayed with that firm for 20 years. She didn't know the first thing about stenography.
I'm glad she didn't go to be a doctor.
Some of the doctors don't know any more than that. A lot of people, doctors, don't take the time to visit with each one. They see you're 103. The computer says you're nuts. They think I'm nuts.
I'm sure they think you're
Better
nuts.
they should think of nuts than I'd be nuts.
I'm sure they think you're nuts for different reasons.
Oh, well, that's another day. That's a different thing.
What's your favorite memory when you were young?
What?
What was your favorite memory when you were young?
Because that was my package, right? Chicken sandwich.
No, everything was very good. I just remember my whole life was nice. I just had a nice life. I'm very lucky.
Well,
I'm very lucky. I had a very nice life. I didn't realize it as much when I was living it as I do today. Can you imagine? I'm 103, and do you know what?
but all your same teeth.
I have all my teeth yet.
I have mine. I pay for each and every one of them. I own them.
I do too. But I'm 103, and I have a mouthful of my own teeth.
That's incredible.
Thank you, God.
Well,
And every day is like the day before. And you don't realize how fast the time goes. Hey, after I sue, I do.
That's it?
I don't remember the rest of it anymore.
Why, you all doped
I'm
up?
getting old.
You're not getting old. Who told you
Just
you're getting old?
just getting more What shall I say? I don't know. There's something you say. I've lost all my humor. I lost the humorous part.
No, you'll always be funny. No.
You know, it's nice it stays light out longer now.
True. Very true.
I always lighted when daylight came. Long enough. What goes around comes around. It's crazy. It's crazy. And with a hole in the middle, and you put it over this with a little bar.
Yeah.
And then from this little bar is the thing you pull over, and you put the needle down on the thing, and as the thing turns around.
Yes.
Yeah. You live to be 102, you see it all over again.
I guess so. You think that's funny? Do you think that's funny?
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. See, nothing really changes. Okay, like this.
Yeah.
With a needle on the end.
Mm-hmm.
And you put the needle down on this thing that was going around, and as it went around, it played music.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yup.
I don't believe
What's so funny about that?
Because 100 years later, you think it's...
What? What's so funny? What?
What goes around, kid, comes around. You'll say... Come, let me buy you a cup of coffee.
Well, there was one big party today for a very special member of the YMCA in Abington. Don't you love her? Bertha Harris there celebrated her 100th birthday with family and friends. She blew out those candles and talked to everybody at the party. Bertha told our crew she credits exercise and a positive attitude for her longevity. She's been a member of the Abington Y for more than 20 years now. And Bertha, you rock.
You can tell she has this effervescent personality just by looking at that video.
Totally.
So cute.
Love it.
We have hugs to go around during this morning's party at the YMCA. Bertha has been an active member of the Y for more than 20 years.
Snow globe, Bertha.
What I gave you what?
The Santa snow globe. Why did you give that to me?
What did I give you?
You know,
Yeah, I went into their bedroom.
It's Santa Claus. It's June.
we're Jewish. No, tell me. No, don't yell at her. I want to know why did you give that to me again? You just told me. I want to.
Do you mind if I discuss this with my granddaughter?
No, I'm taking the video. Why did you? Stop, Bertha. Bertha. Okay.
Put this in.
Okay. Can you just tell me why you gave that to me again?
I gave you this Santa snowball thing because I want you to keep it in your room, and you'll be able to think of me. Every time you look at it, you'll say, my kooky grandmother gave it to, great-grandmother gave it to me. That's why she has it. Are you going to do that? I don't like, what's it doing over there? That's not your present.